All right, we're back. Yay!
Yeah, we fucking did it
this time. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Yes, we're here today with Two-Minute Cage. I'm sorry, we started this already.
The alien overlords tried to intervene.
Yes, and they did.
They did it. They did it right.
Yeah. So we're starting this again.
Yes.
Two-Minute Cage is here. Missy and Sean, and they are here to talk about the band and where it's come from and where it's going. And what have you got going on now? We already did this one time, but let's act like it's the first time.
It didn't happen. The more you say, it makes it.
That's right.
Right.
All right.
You know, CERN turned that Hadron Collider on, so we could be in an alternate dimension right now, right?
True.
Different timeline.
I want the one where all of our shit works. That's the one I want.
And Snake Plissken had an eye patch.
Ah, yes.
So, what's the band doing lately?
We are working on our third full-length album called Killing the Scene that is going to be out on We Are Horror Records out of the UK. We've got a full-length cover album coming out, too.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. This coming out like soon?
Yeah, hopefully
this
within
year,
the
hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
we have a show coming up, I think, tomorrow. And then after that, we're just we need to focus on getting it done.
Right, right.
You know?
You do Pet Cemetery.
Yes.
We did.
I heard that today. And
Yeah.
is that on the covers album or is
It
It
will
will
be.
be. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There might be a different version from what you heard. Depending on what version you heard, might have different people on it. So
Yeah.
I know we've done it again with current people. So yeah.
That was actually like a filler song when we very first got started. We did that, and we did London Dungeon just to make a long enough set to play live.
Right.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah,
So our first show ever. We like I said, we started this as a joke. It wasn't ever supposed to be a live band.
That's hilarious.
She had. I was in like 3 different bands at the time, and she called me. She's like, "I'm doing this thing. Come to the studio, lay some bass down." I'm like, "All right," and she had the idea of calling it, Two-Minute Cage,
Right,
and we did an EP where it was just her, me, and our producer Lewis from
Gotcha.
Consortium of Genius. He
Oh,
he played the digital drums.
Auburn?
He produced. He
yeah.
produced it. He did it. We do everything through him.
Nice.
So
Wait, I think we were on with Bad Moon Lander on the Escape from.
Yeah, we were on the
okay, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Escape from the Secret Lab.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was
yes.
thinking today about how professional the recordings sound, and I was wondering if they were done at home or if they were done
Studio.
That's all Lewis
studio.
at the lab.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
the
it
Cog
sounds
Secret
fantastic.
Insane.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, he's
Just in his
great.
fucking shed.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, generally the way that works is I write a demo, or one of the other guys writes a demo. We kind of like I just email it out to everybody,
right,
and then we're
right.
like meet over at the
Bare
lab.
bones demo.
Bare
Right,
bones demo,
right.
and then we kind of like build it from the bottom at
Yeah.
that point.
Everybody has their thing that they can contribute, and then we just get together and hash it out and
Nice.
then
Yeah.
record it.
Yeah. Nice.
Whenever you first started playing live, is that the band that you have now, or is it the same
No.
people?
No. So our first show was came together by accident. It was Southport Hall needed
Nice.
an opening band for One Eyed Doll. This band out of Austin, kind of like a goth rock 2-piece.
Gotcha.
Really cool band. And they contacted me because I was in 3 different bands at the time. I'm like, well, this band ain't gonna work. This band can't do it. I'm like, we got this thing that her and I did.
Yeah,
we did 4 songs.
Right, it's
I'm
kind of
like,
a joke, but like,
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, if I pull my other 2 guys from my other band, would add 3 more songs. That's an opening set.
right,
Yeah.
Right.
for sure.
Add 2 covers, one more original. That's a 7-song opening set. Just don't.
Perfect. 20 minutes.
So we did it,
Good.
and then we did it like that for about a year with that lineup, and then we changed, and that lineup, the second lineup lasted for about 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years.
Up until about a year ago.
Wow.
So maybe 8 years.
Yeah.
And then our guitar players moved. They both moved away, and we were able to fill them quick because we had a show coming up.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Right.
so
Can't be easy, though.
I grabbed my drummer from another band I'm still in.
Nice.
Because he had mentioned how he's like, I want to start playing guitar again. I'm tired of lugging drums around. I'm like,
No kidding.
I'm like,
well,
well,
boy, is this perfect
we
time.
have a
No
show booked,
shit,
and both
right.
of our guitar players just moved out of state. So
And we also added Beth Patterson, who is
Yeah.
a world musician. She plays bouzouki. And as far as we know, it's the only punk rock band in the world with an electric bouzouki player. So she comes in, she plays bouzouki, but
I
she
don't know
plays.
what the fuck that is.
bouzouki is a really weird instrument. it's generally acoustic.
Okay.
It's like Irish folk songs.
No,
Okay.
it's a Greek instrument, but it's utilized heavily
Yeah.
in Irish
What's my
music.
mic at?
Turn it down.
No, up a little, just a little.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah,
so
perfect.
She tours the world playing
Right.
bouzouki and singing.
She does
Is
folk
this,
music.
uh,
for
Like
the most
Irish
part,
folk
yeah.
music.
What is this? Is this like what Crazy Beth or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah,
the-
yeah.
Bad Beth.
Bad
Thank
Beth,
you. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah.
Beth.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a version. That's one of the versions. She
Right.
does.
Yes. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to the hotel song, or the
Whiskey Peas.
Whiskey
yes.
Peas.
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
wild one.
That was
Yeah.
that was
an
before
epic
she was
journey.
in the band, and we wrote that song together with
So,
her.
is it going to continually say Two Minute Cage and Beth, or is it
Just Two Minute
No,
Cage.
just Two Minute
Nice.
Cage.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
official member of the band.
Oh,
now.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She plays with us live when she's in town.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she's not in town, then we do it as a 4-piece. But if she's in town, we do it as a 5-piece.
Nice.
We definitely love having her on board though. She's got the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
She's like this professional musician, and when she's not touring the world, she comes and plays punk rock
Right,
with us,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
it's
a
got to be
fucking-
nice.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out a way to do it because the bouzouki has a very distinct sound.
Doesn't it look
Right.
like a sideways?
It looks like a guitar with a lot of
like
strings.
a sitar. Like it
Sort
looks
of,
like it's
yes.
kind of sideways.
Yes.
But it's got
But-
that body.
Yeah, but she just happens to have it was made for her. It's kind of a one of a kind thing. It's
Right.
an electric bouzouki with pickups and plug-ins.
Shit,
So
huh?
we're like,
I saw her recording something on Lewis's Facebook page.
Right.
or
Yeah.
something like
That's
that.
how I know her was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
yeah.
Shit,
So
yeah.
we're like, oh man, how can we make this work? Because it's not necessarily a rock instrument. So how can we make? So like, we're gonna plug her into a half stack
course
with
you
a
do.
metal muff pedal.
Yes.
And just crank it and see what happens. And when we do that, it sounds like a guitar. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell
Is
yeah.
she doing dueling solos with the guitarist at some point?
she
Yes.
did one for the cover. That was a cover song.
You stink, but I love
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was
Who-
actually a
who
cover
does,
song.
who
from
does
a-
that?
That was
originally?
it was originally done by Mucky Pup, but it was done for the I believe it was a trade paperback.
It was
of
a-
Bloom County.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
No.
So, okay.
This was back in the 80s when they would have floppy vinyl records
Okay.
in
And
And
magazines.
you would peel
Yeah,
out.
they used to
okay.
give them free
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
pizza sometimes.
Uh-huh.
You'd get a
Yep.
vinyl record.
Yeah, and
It
I,
was-
Yes.
and I think the only place it exists is on that
Yeah.
peel out vinyl. I mean,
course,
it's
right.
digital now, but
Right,
the only
yeah.
way you could get it is peel that vinyl out of the back of this comic book.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And actually, we actually pay royalties to an imaginary cat
Oh, wow.
for that song. Yeah,
That's where
she
they-
came up with the idea before she was in the band. She's like, man, I always wanted to cover this. And we're like, well, we could do that. And
Right.
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
just do
Yeah.
it, and we did it. And the original band it's a band from Long Island.
Okay.
In like 1986 or something like that.
Right.
And they heard it and they were like, "Oh my God, holy crap! Someone covered that!
Come
Like,
on.
y'all did a
right?
great job with it.
Nice.
You
So
know?
they fucking,
Does it
like-
sound better than theirs?
It's
It's
just
different.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it's
right.
different.
But they
Yeah.
got hit you up like and give them props on it.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they commented
That's
on
fucking
on YouTube, which was awesome.
That's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten contacted by Nick Cage, or did you ever get any
He-
liked or
well,
anything
okay,
like
so-
that?
Is he suing you right now? Your class
No,
action
no, no,
shit?
no. He's actually very aware.
No, come on. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So-
Fuck yes.
So the way we found out,
Are those too loud? Or is
I
that
can't
too-
hear anything out of them.
Oh,
really?
Huh. So the way we found out was our drummer Edward. He works in the movie industry and special effects,
Yeah.
and so over the years doing that, he became friends with Robert Green Hall, who's a special. He has.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's not with us anymore, unfortunately. But he had his own special effects company, and he was the guy. He had the contract for Jiu-Jitsu, a Nicolas Cage movie he did.
Okay.
And he got to do the makeup on Nick Cage, and he even texted Eddie one night a voice text. He's like, "I just got to kill Cage, man. I had to kill him." He sent us pictures with the death.
Nice.
But he had put our CD on his makeup case just to see what he would say. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I
He
know."
wore
about-"
our shirt too.
He's like, he wore a
Nice.
shirt. He's like,
Yes.
he's like, "Oh yeah, I know that band.
Yes.
Nice.
Like a punk band from New Orleans."
Isn't his son like a big fucking goth
Black
punk?
metal?
I
fucking
think
yeah,
I
black
think
metal
the
figure,
what
yeah.
what Rob said was, "Oh, they play punk or something."
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So it wasn't kind of like it wasn't an endorsement.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
something
I
like
mean,
that.
I know them.
He was just like a
I've
word.
seen them. I don't know what the fuck they do.
Right. And then not long after that, we got order for some T-shirts.
I don't
But,
know.
yeah,
I don't know.
whatever.
We got a mysterious order for some T-shirts. So
Right.
in my mind, I like to
To a
hope
P.O.
to think
box
that,
in Las Vegas.
that-
It
that-
definitely was. It definitely was.
in my
I can
mind,
vouch for that.
We'll go with it.
In that Hadron Collider,
Yeah, universe.
Mandela
It's-
effect. I like to lie to myself.
He's
but,
out there rocking it.
Yeah.
Hell
Sure.
yeah. Yes.
So the other guitarists, they left together?
They both left at the same time.
Oh, okay.
One moved out of state. The other one moved out of town.
That's
So-
a drag.
Did you say where the name came from? Two Nick Cage?
Oh yeah. Oh, I love telling this story.
I
So
don't know this. Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine in town from Arizona, and he wanted to go see some of the cemeteries in New Orleans.
Okay.
So we went on a tour.
Because he's got the fucking.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So we went
actual
on a
tomb.
tour to
Yeah.
St. Louis #1, and now you have to go in with a guide now because
yeah.
the story with that is there's several different problems, but I think that the biggest issue was when they did Easy Rider in there, a bunch of people they destroyed a bunch of stuff, so
Yeah.
it really sucks. So now not only can you no longer film in there due to the archdiocese says nobody can film in here anymore, but now because somebody crazy lady jumped in and painted Marie Laveau's tomb pink one night.
Women were kissing the plaque, the brass plaque,
The brass
Really?
plaque of the
Shit.
tomb of Nick Cage.
Yeah.
and lipstick all over.
Yeah,
it.
and so you have to go in with a tour guide now. So we went in, and in the center of in the cemetery, this historic cemetery with like Marie Laveau in it.
Right.
They filmed Easy Rider in it. There's this giant pyramid,
Yep.
and we're like, what is that? And it is the tomb of Nick Cage. He's already got his
Fuck
tomb.
yes.
So there's so many different theories about why he put his tomb there.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my favorites, but when I saw that, I was like, okay, so if we were to do it like an imaginary band,
It would
let's
be
call
called-
it the Tomb of Nick Cage.
Right.
And I mean, my first concept was to do like a circus sideshow type kind of like a theme, and then it just grew into what it is now, kind of organically.
Right.
So, but we never expected this band to get as far as it did. Like I said, it's going to be a studio project for fun.
That's the way all good things happen, though.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Just fuck off with it. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, we're doing it.
Yeah,
Okay,
and we're
fuck
almost
yeah.
10.
Right.
Yeah,
And
we're
we
almost
both-
10 years in
Right,
now.
Right.
Yeah.
We've both been playing in bands with so many people. So it's like, well, if we got to put a live thing together, let's call this guy, call this guy,
Right.
call that
Yeah.
guy.
Super group this shit up.
And
Yeah.
we're just here to have fun.
Right.
We're not here to
Yeah.
make money. We're just have fun, no drama, and just it is what it is. And
Right.
That's always good.
It's not
it
like
keeps things easy.
right.
if somebody plays a wrong part or messes up, it's like, it is what it is, it's
Right.
like we like to be really organic and off the fly. We want to put on a really good show, and to us, like, everybody having fun is more important than anything.
For sure. Yeah.
So whatever happens, we're all still friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, nobody gives a fuck about like missed notes. They want the show.
They want the
They
show,
want to see
right.
you having fun up there.
Right.
If you want to hear
yeah.
a perfect recording, then we have those online.
Right. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
And,
that,
and
yeah.
everybody that's ever played with us, we're all good friends with him still.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
bad animosity. It's not like this guy,
Yeah.
Right.
you know,
Fuck this band,
differences.
blah, blah,
and,
blah. Yeah.
it's not like that. It's
Yeah.
just life happens.
I wondered if the guitarists were like, they're bringing goddamn folk instruments to this fucking shit now. Out of
we supposed to
here.
follow
They actually
this
got
shit?
along great because they were both Rush fans.
Oh, sweet.
And
Of course.
then when,
Yeah.
when he left and we got our new guitar player, he's also a Rush fan. So when him and Beth get together, they're like Furbies,
Right.
They talk Rush together, and we're just like, I don't know.
And
Oh,
meanwhile,
fuck
we're
this
like,
is-
okay, remember everybody, no more than 4 chords per song. 4 times, maybe
4/4.
6 times,
Right.
Yeah. 4/4.
maybe 2 times,
Right.
Keeping it
in
4/4.
4/4,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So has the focus always been on horror movies and things like that? Because I saw it was like Nightbreed and like
Yeah.
Right.
Horror movies, cryptids, mythological creatures.
Yeah.
what are
Listen-
cryptids?
Cryptids are
That's like
like
Sasquatch, fucking,
Yeah. Cryptozoology literally means the study of hidden animals.
Yeah.
Oh.
So sometimes they might be actual animals that people discover. Like a lot of times you get a new bug or a new
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra,
earthworm,
Rougarou,
yeah,
fucking,
fish.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
right.
it extends on to the kind of like the fantastical, like
the
the
big
Bigfoot
one's always
and the Yeti.
Sasquatch.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
Sasquatch.
Bigfoot is always the big king of
Bigfoot,
the hill.
Well, you've got a Rougarou song.
Yes.
Yes, that's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, what's really important to me, and I don't know why more bands don't do this here is nobody talks about the folklore of New Orleans and the folklore of Louisiana, and it's so rich and so dense, and there's so much to draw from, and nobody really does songs about it. So I said, that what I want to do is I want to showcase kind of like the more supernatural, paranormal elements. And fantastical stories of New Orleans and Louisiana in general.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that shit. I like small town urban legend shit.
Oh,
you
me
know,
too.
Like Did you guys ever hear Onion Head?
No.
He's like a Slidell fucking
A
it's a Slidell urban legend thing.
Get
Yeah,
the
it's,
fuck out of
we're
here.
gonna have to look that
it's
up
kind
now.
of like
Onion Head.
did you see the movie Hatchet?
No, I actually haven't. All right,
such a
okay, so
fucking
we're
good
good.
one.
That's on the list.
We'll have to look that up because we did
Yeah.
one on Grunch Road, which is the location of that is it's like the swamps out.
So
yeah.
I'm wondering
Where
if
Paris
okay,
and
so
Hayden
tell me
meet.
about Onion Head because I'm wondering
They're
if that
gonna
is
have a
an
fucking song.
extension.
It's well, it's gonna be like some. I don't remember the whole fucking thing, but it's very like. A father has a kid and his kid is fucked up and deformed and shit, so he fucking hides him off, and then like kids come and fuck with him. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
urban
yeah.
legend
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was like there was like a cemetery that if you went to and fucking said it, he would show up. You know,
Well, now we're gonna have to
down some
research
weird
that.
ass service road, and it was in a cemetery that you had to like jump a fucking fence to. It was behind a really nice neighborhood that nobody really knew. It looked like a very fucked up cemetery, like you bury your fucking dead kids that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Kind of shit.
Right,
in it,
yeah.
You know?
That's like the pet cemetery way down in
Right.
St. Bernard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
Is that where you're from?
No.
Okay.
Well, I've heard about it and I know people that have been there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We haven't been there yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
we're familiar with it.
The Diplocrats, to talk about another podcast, but the singer for the Diplocrats did a podcast for a while called We Want to Know, and they had a whole episode on like Louisiana folklore, urban legend shit, like
wow.
very localized shit. It had that. It had some
Nice.
famous like actress who was real, but like she gets in some fucking wreck, and it like she goes under a fucking 18-wheeler and it takes her head off,
Oh,
and
it
now the
was,
headless body goes around fucking the marshes and shit.
Jane Mansfield.
Thank you,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
They
yeah.
have
yeah.
they actually have the scene like the accident photos.
Yeah, it's a real
online.
thing. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's a real
Rough,
thing.
man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip that one before I go to bed tonight.
We'll go to Onion Head.
There you go. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Do Onion Head.
That's crazy. You can think about the guy. Like if actually the guy is hanging out next to the. They said it. I gotta go do something.
Man, shit. Yeah. So I'm sure he's
Like
listening to
playing
this.
video
Like, fuck. All right. I guess I gotta get off my ass and go scare these kids. And by kids, I mean grown adults.
Right.
Hope they don't break a hip or have a heart
Right.
attack.
Yeah.
So the first full length, the 2017 album, or is that?
That was
Pharaoh of New Orleans.
Pharaoh of New Orleans.
I like
yeah.
that.
Okay, cool.
I like
Yeah,
that name.
which of course is an allusion to Nicolas Cage.
That's what I figured.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's
yeah.
a fucking pyramid.
That's
Yeah.
why the
So big,
first song on
it's
that album
ridiculous.
is we tried to include as many of his movie references in that one song as we could.
Now,
at
do
the
you
time.
guys like Nick Cage, or is it just like?
Oh
it's
yeah,
kinda funny?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
His
yeah.
movie,
yeah.
we're always watching
that
his
Wicker
movies.
Man?
Yeah.
No,
No.
What is
but Wicker Man
He
is
was
off the
in
first
Wicker
album.
Man's
in-
on there,
yeah,
but no,
okay.
the first track is called Pharaoh of New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Okay.
And it's all like
That's
you know,
our homage.
yeah.
nice.
But
Yes.
the reason we got the first song we wrote was called Vampire's Kiss, which is off of his movie, and it's probably our favorite just because I don't know if y'all have seen it, but
Apparently, it's his favorite too.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
the one where it's like the scene that you always see where it's like the crazy
Yes.
fucking
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. I've
It's-
seen pieces. I
it's
haven't seen
it's
enough of
basically
it,
just
yeah.
him, like it's a slow descent into kind of like a rapid descent into
Yeah, yeah,
madness
yeah.
for an hour and a half, and there's just not a wasted moment in that movie.
Nice.
It's all just
I gotta watch
if you ever
it.
want
I've
to
seen
see like
pieces.
pure
It's insanity.
Nick Cage.
cage
Yeah.
caging out,
Yeah.
it never stops.
And I took one of the scenes where one of our logos that we have a few different logos, but I incorporated it into what Steve Williams did for us, where it was like it's a scene where it's him with obviously fake
Right,
the
yeah.
Party City
Yeah, blood.
the Party City fangs
Oh, God,
the bright
yes, okay,
white
yes.
ridiculous. So I'm like took a snapshot of that and blurred it out and made it all negative and added it to the logo, and it's
Nice.
like, oh, that works out great,
Nice.
with black and white type thing. But
Yeah.
So yeah, for that logo, that's him.
Hell yeah.
From the
That's
movie.
cool. Okay.
So-
My new favorite, I've watched this so many times now, is that Willy's Wonderland. I can't
Oh,
fucking
so
stop
good.
watching that shit.
That was great.
It's so good.
I still love
His
that.
dialogue is intense in that.
It's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Right?
It might be cliche now, but I did like that. What the unbearable weight of talent or whatever.
Yeah,
that is.
unbearable
Yeah.
weight of massive
Yeah.
talent.
That was fun.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh,
and then
dude, it's
that
fucking
new
That
good.
was
one.
so
Good.
much fun.
The
And
first
that was,
time I saw it, I was laughing my ass off
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
Most of it, but the acid trip
acid
scene.
scene,
Yeah, I
was
heard
like,
it's
really
that's
good.
probably,
I've
that's
heard
probably
it's really
the
good.
best representation of an actual acid trip.
I have it on DVD. I just never watched it.
and the two
you
of them
know.
had such great chemistry.
Yeah.
Pedro
Like,
Pascal.
Yeah.
It's just
Yes.
like with the acid trip, it's always so desperate. Like whenever you're
Right,
doing it, you know what
yeah.
I mean? And they pulled that off perfect.
Well, because in movies, it's like when you smoke weed, they're they make that look like an acid trip, and then an acid trip for them is just like, where did you get this acid? Like, what the fuck is this, man? Like,
Has a little bit of a flavor to it.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. They had to go to like some fucking desert shaman to fucking find this kind of stuff. Like, there's no way you just bought this off a Tony. You're fucking like, no.
Right.
Off a spider down the
Yeah,
street.
right. That did not happen. And that new one looks good. Where he's in everybody's dreams.
We saw that.
It is good.
Yeah,
It is
it's
good.
different. Yeah.
Right,
So-
of course, yeah.
I guess the band that makes you dedicated to the new Nick Cage movie whenever it comes out.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, we always check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
We try to go to the theater because we want
Summer
more
Bang.
Nicolas Cage
Yes.
movies.
Yeah.
IMAX it up.
Yeah.
Just all the fucking Nick Cage.
Oh, yeah.
As much Nick Cage as you can get.
Right, right, right.
I
Yeah,
gotta
fuck
say
yeah.
though, Vampire's Kiss was my favorite Cage movie, and I love Moonstruck, which is a weird
That's a
one.
good one.
But
That's with
but it-
Cher, right?
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I watch that every time it comes on. But have you guys seen Mandy?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That might be my
I have,
favorite
yes.
of all time. It's just
That's
yeah,
insane.
That's recent, right? Like his
Yeah.
wife gets
Yeah.
killed by the cult.
yes,
Yeah.
Holy fuck, yeah, that
Yeah.
was good. The end was
When
so
people who
good.
haven't
Yeah.
seen
Fucking,
it
I hate
are like,
that
what
fucking
is
guy
it like
so
about?
much. The cult leader fuckhead.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And people
yeah.
are like, well, what is Manny about? I'm like,
I can't
you just gotta watch. It's kind of like a mix between
It's an
heavy
older
metal,
one or a new one?
heavy metal, the
New-ish.
animated movie,
Yeah.
and Hellraiser.
Right?
If
yeah.
you can mix those two together, you're kind of coming close to what Mandy is.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's insane.
Like had some kind of true first season True Detective vibes going on.
Oh,
with it. Like,
let me
yeah.
tell you. Okay,
She actually got me the shirt, the tiger 3/4 sleeve shirt, where the big scene in the tidy whities
Oh, yeah.
with the whiskey.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I got that tiger shirt.
Fuck
And
yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
weird that you say that because my favorite Nicolas Cage movie is Mandy, but my favorite TV show season of all
First
time
season.
is the first season of True Detective.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was really good. I
Have you
finally
watched it a
watched
few
it
times?
this year.
We
have.
rewatched it recently.
Yeah.
Before watching.
Have you watched the
most
new
recent-
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it's so fucking good.
Yeah,
it's
we
supposed to be a
watched-
continuation.
As we were
right?
watching
Yeah.
the new one,
Yeah.
we rewatched the first one because we realized, wait, this is connected to the first.
It's supposed
season.
to be,
It's
right?
the same
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah. Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that shit was
I only
crazy.
had a problem with one episode. The episode where he goes back to the bikers
with the meth thing.
and like the
Yeah,
meth
about this.
and like he run like it's all like within 3 hours. Does
The
this
undercover cop, yeah.
Does this huge line of meth. He hasn't done meth in 10 years or something like that.
Supposedly.
And like he just
Yeah.
kind of fucking makes his way back. Everything works out. There's a
Right.
helicopter looking at him, and it like that was the only problem. I don't know.
That was a stressful.
That was the kind of
episode.
thing
Yeah,
where
it was,
That
but-
could have been its own 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could have
Yeah,
condensed
right,
it
they
into
could have
a
just
1-hour
done that.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was so good though. I just recently watched it
Yeah.
like this year. I could have probably done without as much Woody Harrelson ass. And there's a lot of Woody Harrelson ass and him getting blown and shit.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, right.
God damn it, man! Every other episode we're doing this. All right,
it's Woody from Cheers.
right. God damn
Woody
it,
Harrelson, if you're watching this, it's really okay.
It is okay. Just like
Shout out Woody.
yeah, shout out Woody Harrelson.
Of course,
I
he
grew
was-
up watching Cheers. I remember.
I was confused whenever I first saw White Man Can't Jump. I was like, that dude from Cheers. Is
Right.
actually gonna-
I didn't watch Cheers, so the first thing I saw him in was White Man Can't Jump.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
I think I
actually.
was like 10. It was the first
Yeah.
movie I'd seen where it was rated R that had like cursing and shit in it, and like so much cursing. 'Cause It's Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. It was like fuck. You know,
It was
the whole
great.
fucking
It made
time.
me think I could play basketball for a minute.
Was it Woody Harrelson in No Country for Old Men too?
Yes,
Yeah.
he
Yes.
was. He
Yes.
was. And when you compare, it was great. You compare, him from Cheers to him from Natural Born Killers. It's like, wait,
Dude,
how
right.
is that
Such a
the-
great movie.
How is that the same guy?
That
No, right?
soundtrack was even great.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Soundtrack
everything
was great.
about it
Yeah.
was great.
The whole movie was
90s
so
movies
fucking
were
good.
awesome with soundtracks.
This-
I
know,
I was
right?
taking it
They
for
really-
granted totally.
they
I
really
don't know if
fucking
you
were.
guys were in the 90s, but I thought like we were not going to look back fondly on the 90s during
Right.
the 90s.
right.
I don't
Right.
know why. I was just like, nothing good's happening now.
I feel
Right.
like a
No
lot of,
one's
yeah.
ever going to come back to our music.
Well, I
Right,
feel
right,
like in the
right.
90s too, it was so many like they had your big bands, but there were so many one-hit wonders. The music industry was
Yeah.
expanding so fucking much with different genres of shit. There was like, you got an album? Fuck it, you're on. You're
Right.
like, can you give
Yeah.
me one hit? The
Right.
end,
Yeah.
you know. So
You
then
had-
you got fucking whole albums, whole soundtracks of bands you never fucking heard of. It's like this song is amazing, and you never fucking hear them again.
Nope. Well,
Although I will say the 90s for me were so instrumental because of hardcore punk
Yes.
Yeah.
and the Riot Girl movement.
Right,
So
yes,
had both
okay.
of those things not happened, then I probably would not be doing what I'm doing today.
Right. Right.
So I was finally accepted. I mean, I was accepted with open arms as a guitar player for a punk band at the time. And we're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
like 90, 92, 93.
Cool.
Which was
What
kind of
band
on
was that?
It was a band called Backwash.
Nice.
And we were like a hardcore punk band. And I was not very. I'm still not a fantastic guitar player, but I was okay. And they were like,
She's a great songwriter.
Just come play with. Yeah, I'm a better songwriter, but they were like, yeah, just come play with us, and it was like life changing for me.
Right.
So because I was like listening to like I don't know, like Fear and Agnostic Front and the Misfits and stuff like that at the time. So, so the 90s for me, I look back fondly on that.
Right, yeah. Well, around then it was L7 was fucking huge.
Oh gosh,
shit,
dude,
like,
7-year
just,
bitch.
I
And
know.
I'm
Big
glad they're
Kill
back. I'm glad.
and-
Speaking of Elvis, I'm glad they're back doing their thing.
Are they?
touring
Come
the
the
world?
fuck on. I
Oh,
didn't
they
know
are
that.
touring the world. Australia,
Nice.
sold out shows.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd go see that shit.
They're
for sure.
back. Yeah,
They fucking kill.
Yeah, I got to see
Yeah.
them at Jimmy's Music Club.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Saw Kitty's back out. They're fucking
Them
doing a whole
too.
nother fucking.
Yeah.
That new song is killer.
Yeah.
That's good.
Great
That's good.
video.
Yeah, it
Yep.
is.
Really good stuff.
I think they changed somebody though. It looked like they changed.
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah. I think they've had some member changes.
Right. I
Lineup
mean,
changes.
fuck. How long's it been?
Which happens.
Babes and
fucking years.
Toyland came back for a second, like
Yeah.
10
On.
years ago. Yeah, but I don't know if that's still happening. But
Right.
But while that was happening though, I was like into those mainstream bands too. I got into like Smashing
course.
Pumpkins
Yeah.
and Marilyn Manson. I was into
Yeah.
that and all that.
Well, at the same time, I
but-
felt like
I used to go to
those bands back
all
then
those
weren't like
early
that.
Manson shows, man. When they
Yeah.
were playing at Tipitina's
Right.
and the airplane hangar, the hangar.
The
you
hangar,
know?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It just felt like alt grunge music was still just so kind of underground.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you'd hear these songs, you'd hear Butthole Surfers on fucking
Yes.
on the end. You're like, what the fuck is this,
Right.
man? And then now you look back and it's like, oh, these are fucking iconic bands. But
Yeah.
then you listen to the Pepper, you fucking, what the fuck is this, man?
Right.
Like,
What's
Right.
crazy too is like Butthole Surfers could do a reunion tour and kill it right
Yeah.
now.
I'd go.
I
And they'd
actually
make more
fucking
than
go see
they've
that.
ever
Well,
made.
there's
if
an
they
article
come back.
about that floating around right now. I just read it. They were offered 6 figures to go on tour.
Yeah.
And they were like, we can't do that because someone from the band will go home in a body bag.
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Or
right.
we
Yes,
just can't do it.
Right,
So
yeah.
they turned down a 6-figure deal to go on tour as
Yeah.
a reunion. They're
Right.
like, we're going to be a little responsible.
Right, yeah.
Gibby
We want to
Haynes,
continue
like
to
I think he
live.
lives
Right.
in New York City now, and
Maybe so. Yeah.
the guitarist, I can't remember his name, but I didn't realize
know.
he produced that Sublime album, or about 5 songs on that
Wow.
Sublime album.
Oh wow.
Which one?
And,
the main one?
Yeah, the one with
Wow.
What I Got. He produced
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think that song.
Holy wow.
But
Right, I didn't know that.
I
so
didn't
he
either.
gets royalties off that. So I imagine he's
Sure.
making more money
he's
off that
crushing.
than he ever made
Yeah.
off of
But
Butthole
also,
Surfers.
for
Yeah.
sure, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, like even later in the career, Butthole Surfers doing Pepper, that even blew me away. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm listening to
That was an
Butthole
amazing
Surfers.
hit.
Yeah,
know,
I can't
right?
believe I'm listening to it on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah. But it's like, it's that, and then the next one is Stone Temple Pilots or something. It's just so off. It's like, why are these
Right.
two together right now?
Right.
You
Well, that
know?
was the beauty of the 90s. It was all about
Right.
experimentation
yeah.
and just
And then you'd have
produce
like
it, put some little bit of money behind it, and just put it out.
They're
no
giving a
matter
lot
how
more.
crazy it
yeah.
is. And it's
They're
like-
giving a lot of artists chances that wouldn't have had a chance.
Yeah. Absolutely.
then I think of bands like Delight, and then there was what was that? It was
Groove is in the Heart.
it
Yeah.
Delight?
With
That
Bootsy,
song's
with
great.
Bootsy Collins on bass.
I know,
Really?
right?
Was
Yeah.
it?
It's in the video.
Yeah, if you watch the video, that's Bootsy Collins
Yeah, it
on
is.
bass.
He's got the fucking star
Yeah.
glasses and shit. It's
And
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
didn't even just put it together. I don't know if I've seen the video since before I knew who Bootsy Collins was.
Right, yeah,
to be
yeah, I can
honest
see
with you.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate that back
But
in
do you
the day.
guys
Right.
remember like to me what's iconic 90s is do you remember Whale's Hobo Humpin' Slobo
Yes.
Babe? Do you remember that
No,
song?
no.
You would
What
know,
is that?
you would
I
know
would-
it if you heard
right,
it.
yes, that.
You would
Because
know-
also
you would know-
back then,
Some-
like,
Because
we
we've
knew
talked about
fucking
covering
names.
it before.
Yeah, that's like all right. I'll send it to you guys. But
Do
it
that.
was
It's a
like
band called Whale.
Okay.
yeah.
And it's a girl. They're singing the videos like in a haystack in a farm.
Okay.
Yo, hobo humping slobo babe. Yeah, if you
But it's so
I
definitely
probably
oddball.
heard
recognize
it
it.
just like,
Yeah.
It's so weird that it's
Yeah.
like, but it's like such a jam. Like I want more of that, like kind of like pop weirdness, you know?
right, yeah.
Yeah, but in the 90s, though, you listen to the radio so much. It was
Right.
like on the radio, and in kind of the same way antenna television was, everybody heard the same music at the same
Yes.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Have
yeah.
you heard
no.
that new song? Fucking, of course I have. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Played it 5 times today. You know, I remember I was talking with somebody about the Zephyr earlier. The
Yes.
Zephyrfest.
Yeah, Zephyrfest.
Back over when they would have it at Marconi Meadows.
The 106.1.
Yep.
Zephyr.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it
Yeah.
became what it was.
Before that, it was
the-
Z-Rock.
yeah,
When
Z-Rock.
you get
Oh,
it-
Z-Rock.
Before Zephyr, it was Z-Rock. We used to Z-Rock dog tags,
Nice.
which was a razor
Oh,
blade
what?
with the Z-Rock
Come
logo.
on.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
I
like
think
around 90, 91. Yeah.
After the Zephyr, it was the end.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I think they did
became
Mojo
Infest.
Fest.
Infest, it was
Endfest,
and then
yes.
it became Voodoo Fest.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think I saw
Endfest.
Foo Fighters and Faith No More at one of those. It's
Probably.
like crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't appreciate it for what it was. at the
Yeah,
time.
of course not. Yeah.
I was all pissed Faith No More's old guitarist wasn't playing anymore. I was like,
Right.
this is all right, but not as cool. But,
Right,
and
I know.
like really like it's such a great thing. I've never when I think back on it, I was like, that was a fucking great show.
Yeah.
There's
And,
another weird 90s shit. Like, they wrote that amazing song for Biodome, but it was on none of their fucking albums.
Right.
Like, it was just for Biodome.
Right, of course.
who's that? Faith No More?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they play like 15 seconds of it when they're like driving up to fucking Biodome because they got to take a piss. And it's a fucking great song. It's only on that album.
It's like the
on that
soundtrack to Beavis and Butthead. you
Right,
know?
yeah, yes.
A bunch of collection of amazing bands, just...
I saw that bitch in the movie. I think we talked about it before, but like back then I couldn't watch Beavis and Butthead. So I told my parents I went to go see Jingle All the Way.
Sure.
Around the same time. But then when I got back, I had watched Beavis and Butthead, but my mom wanted to see Jingle All the Way. She was asking me all these fucking questions about it. I'm just like
Nice.
telling her shit I saw in the previews. And it's like,
Right.
you know what? I don't want to ruin it for you. You just have to watch it, man.
Don't
We'll
spoil
see
it.
it. Yeah,
No
I don't want to
spoilers.
spoil. Yeah. But yeah, the whole time I was like, no, I'm just watching Rob Zombie trip out scenes. Fucking Chili Peppers covering old 70s funk songs.
Sean, what were your first bands?
That I played in?
Yeah.
Or, metal, ska,
Nice.
all kind of stuff.
Is it always bass? Or are you
Yes,
guitars?
it was always bass. No,
Nice.
always bass. I can't do anything with guitar, but maybe some chords, bar chords,
Right.
but always bass.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's typically every bassist I know started off as a guitar
Nope.
player.
No,
I know, right? Yeah.
I mess around with guitar and I'll write some stuff, but it's always just bar chords. Like when it comes to like, I don't understand how y'all do it.
I don't do solo shit.
I'm
Yeah,
like, I
did-
just give me
yeah.
4 strings and an amp and some distortion, and I'll do that. But, yeah.
I did rhythm guitar for a long time and then switched over to bass. And it's like, this is it. This
Yeah.
is the fucking thing.
Yeah.
You just lay in the pocket.
How
Yeah,
does
I like
Tomb and
that.
Dick Cage write songs? Does it start with you guys doing bass and vocals, or does it start with you on guitar?
It depends.
A little bit of both.
I haven't heard a song where it starts with keyboards, so like I was curious.
Yeah.
who actually
Ripley.
Okay.
Ballad of Ripley starts with keyboards.
Okay.
Well, for the first album, it was 90% me sending demos to everybody, and then our guitar player wrote one track. The second album was more even. I wrote about 60-40, and the guitar player, and then this one.
This one's a little all over.
Yeah, this one's all
'Cause we
over
have-
because our old guitar player has some songs on it, and our new guitar player has some songs on it, and then I have some songs that I wrote. So, but we pretty much we're not like really a band that gets together and like let's jam on something
Right,
for
yeah.
6 months,
Right, yeah.
and see if we can make it something like that. I have no tolerance for that.
Right,
I'll be
yeah.
really honest. I'm like, what do you have? Let's bring it to the table.
That's what we do.
and then we'll
The
work
same
it
thing.
out.
It's
Right.
like we can
Write
jam
really
for a little
quickly,
bit
too.
Yeah, it's like mostly we take a riff out of that,
Yeah.
and then that's a fucking song now. Or he's got a song, or I have a song. The end. Like the we barely do the let's sit here and write something kind
Dude,
of thing.
We
that
definitely don't
takes so
perfect
long.
anything.
Fuck no.
No.
Yeah.
We're the same way. Like we have one song in particular where like the music, guitar, bass, drums, all that is done.
Right.
Vocals, subject matter has changed like 4 times.
Right.
So like it was going to be about this. Well, no, now it's going to be about this. Well, no, now it's going to be about this.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, it doesn't matter because the music's done. So when
But,
vocals are
yeah,
ready, we'll do it.
It's ready.
I find
Yeah,
that
right.
Yeah, I find the best songs are the ones that I literally write in 30 minutes.
yep.
Yeah.
Always
So,
that.
yeah,
yes.
I come up with
They're
a
always
riff,
fucking banging,
and I'll
It's
just
so-
I'll just put a loop behind it, and I'll just play whatever sounds cool to me,
Yep.
and then I'll play it back to myself, and I'll go, and I'll
that's
come
what
up
I
with a
do, too.
vocal line,
Right, yeah,
and then
yeah.
when I come up with a vocal line, then I'll plug in whatever subject matter, and I'll come up with, and I'll research that and do it. But that's generally how that I write.
I write chorus first. It always
Yeah.
seems
Okay.
like I'm always like
Yes.
I'll write a song.
I do come
and,
up with choruses.
and
a
I
lot
just
more.
I've gotten over the time like this kind of free like kind of what is it?
Stream association.
Yeah, I guess so. Like you just spit out a few words, and then I'll say about 20 of them, and eventually something going together will be the thing that like makes me interested when I say it.
Like we got that "Forget What You Get." I changed the lyrics on that 2 or 3 times.
Sure.
One of them was, I think it was like, I want to get laid or something. He's like, I don't want to have a fucking song that has that. Like, yeah, that's okay. It's just fucking bones. I just needed something as a place marker. But
I don't know. Like we're always like trying to make, since we write them so quick, like it's really easy to go into a cheesy area with
right. Yeah. And
we'll
break away from that. It's like,
yeah.
Fuck, man, now I got to write a song.
Yeah, it's like when we're in studio, we'll have an idea and we'll do it, and then she'll do guide vocals that we record guitar, bass, and drums to. Right. And then once that's all done and mixed, then she'll go into her vocals separately, which usually changes, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm very verbose. Like people are like, you cram a lot in there, but it's like if I have a 5-syllable word and I feel strongly about it, I'm shoehorning that bitch in. Yeah, absolutely. You know. So
I do rhyme scheme like that shit too.
Yeah. I have to, because I don't want to use the same old tired cliche type stuff that irritates the hell out of me. It's like there's a rad song and the lyrics are all, I'm like, man, you could have worked just like a slightly, you could have got the thesaurus out,
right? Any of it.
Shit is lazy. That's what
I
always
fly in the sky. Fuck off.
Right. I have like a lot of near rhymes and stuff like that too. So
do you always feel like it's those songs that you're just like predicting the next line on? That's why it feels like lazy and like they could have done a little bit more. It's like, of course they went there.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly
when
there.
you start knowing the song before they sing it.
Yeah.
Dude, what a cop out.
Yeah.
And I've even got a song where I rhyme a word with the same word, and I always said I never was going to do that because like that's like the Black Sabbath thing, you know, which is like, that's like my favorite Black Sabbath song is War Pigs, but he does, but I realized that I had done it too, but it was like after the album was out, and I was like, oh, I did that.
Yeah,
I heard
I've done it. Yeah,
at the end of one of the guitar solos, I can't remember the song, but there was a Black Sabbath kind of lead thing that was snuck in there.
Nice.
Like. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Okay.
It could be War Pigs as well.
Okay, might be. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I think that was Sabbath. I'm not sure.
Probably.
It seemed like a nod to it or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take another piss.
Oh, okay.
I told you.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
That's a good idea. Actually, I'll go after you.
There you go. Perfect. That's still going.
Yeah, I think so. How's that looking?
Still going.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Oh, thank God.
I know.
Dude, our last week we had our drummer in here finally. We were on our 30, that was episode 37. And we had him in here, and he hasn't actually stuck around to do a podcast the entire time. And we finally had him in here to talk about everything. And it did not record over here. There was a write error. We had to come in here today and reformat everything just to make sure it was going to work.
Yeah.
It happens. Technology.
Did you guys meet in the band? Or
No.
No, her and I have been. Well, we've been married for I don't even know how many years now. We started dating in 1999.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Did music bring you guys together? Or
Yeah.
what?
I went and saw her band play. It was me and mutual friends.
Is this that first band?
No, this was actually technically my third band.
Okay.
That I was in, but
still punk metal. What was
I
it?
was doing a female-fronted gothic metal band at the time, which was kind of revolutionary. That wasn't really a thing back then.
Igor Kitty.
Called Igor Kitty. And so he was a fan of the band, so he kept coming to see the band play.
Yeah, we had a lot of mutual friends.
Yeah.
We found out through the years. It's like, wait a minute, you knew this person? You were at this show? You were at that show at the Hangar? Well, we were all there, together, like. You know.
So it's a unique situation that he was actually a fan of my band.
Yeah. Me and my wife the same way. Whenever she introduced me to all of her friends, I already knew everybody.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad we didn't meet. Like, we met at the right time, though, because, it was like we were both kind of like ready to kind of like, I don't know, when you're young.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we met at the right time, but we had been to a lot of the same parties and gone to the same shows and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was wondering, I don't know if I could be in a band. I don't know if my wife would be in a band with me. It's not that I couldn't be in a band with her.
Well, I'll be really honest with you. We tried being in a band together back when we first met. We needed a bass player.
Right.
So we pulled Sean in, and it was like back when you're young, you got to practice 3 times a week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And everything
Gotta get
has
it
to be
in.
perfect.
I wish I was doing that now, to be honest with you.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know.
I don't know. So it was like one of those things where our only quality time was rehearsal.
Fucking practice. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and like you're arguing about like and back then, like when you're in your 20s, it's like, what's our vision?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
The band
you know?
is so much more serious at the time.
So, I've always been very theatrical. I've
Yeah.
got like, since day one, I've been a very theatrical person, and Sean wasn't. So, I was like, we were in this goth band, and, it's like we were wearing dresses with like these
Of
long
course, yeah.
trains on
Yeah.
them, and
White.
yeah,
black,
exactly.
Everything.
Oh, yeah. So now, like, Sean is actually like just as theatrical as I am, but it's
Nice.
like, but through the years, it's like we kind of like butt heads about, what we wanted to do. And like I said, it's like no fun when all you're doing is like practicing 3 times a week.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but now like we get together before we have shows and stuff like that and tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. We do a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
We space our shows out a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I was telling them that so there's no surprises in this interview that like we tried to be in a band together back in the early
Heyday.
aughts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
With some of
and
the
we were
members-
just
with some of the
rehearsing
members
all
of
the
Igor
time,
Kitties,
and
yeah.
Okay.
I was very theatrical, and you were not.
Oh yeah.
And now
Yeah.
you're very theatrical as well.
Yes.
My friend Eric used to play bass in Bad Moonlander when we first started,
Mm-hmm.
and he really introduced me to you guys. And
Oh,
he
wow.
was like, "The singer's a fucking real front person, no shit." Like she really puts
Nice.
that energy out, and I was like, "Okay, so that's why I checked you guys out in the first place."
Yeah. I don't think I've seen you guys live. You
Yeah,
know,
when
videos and stuff.
When we're
but
on
never
stage
live.
together, she's a whole different other person.
Of course.
Just
I
like-
am. It's
Yeah.
it's like a switch because
Yeah.
I have to be. I like to think that I'm kind of a reserved human being.
Right.
But that's why I always joke. It's like my stage persona is Kim Trails, and so
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yes,
kind of like don't know
yes.
where I end and she begins type thing.
Yeah.
It's
you know?
definitely different people.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely different people.
Do you feel the same way whenever you play bass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
I feel like I'm finally letting something out in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow it's like it's not from here. Somehow it's up here.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
finally letting it free because I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I do the same. I'm just standing there, kind of bopping in the crowd, and then when the time to come on, I'm jumping all around and fucking
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
it in.
Yeah.
It's like,
If I'm not on stage, it's like, don't talk to me. I'm
yes,
just
yeah.
doing my thing.
I'm just trying to fucking
Just-
zone for a second.
I
It's
just
like,
want to drink
yeah.
my 45 beers and
Yes.
just watch the show, enjoy the show. But on stage, it's like I get to be an idiot.
Yes.
and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
and
They wanna
still
see
drink
that
45
shit.
beers.
That one.
Also,
Yes.
it you can tell when nobody's having fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I just
Right.
want to love my songs whenever I get out
Yeah.
there. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like every time I play it, I've just got to play it like I still love it every
Yes.
time.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why, one of our number one rules is like we're here to have fun.
Right.
Right.
So if we're on stage with our people, we're having fun, regardless of whatever's going on.
I
Yeah,
did want to ask
yeah, yeah.
something before I forgot. What is like? How did you guys decide on the outfits like of the band to have? Like everybody seems to have their shirts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how was that decided?
We wanted something similar, kind of uniform,
Right.
but not too obnoxious, but not
Right.
Something everybody would feel comfortable with.
Right.
So we picked the color green just because, this is silly, but like, in Disney movies, whenever the villain comes
It's
out, there's
green
always
shit,
green
yeah.
smoke.
with black.
100% of the
all
time.
around. Yeah,
So
for sure. Yeah.
green and black is such a cool combo. And then, I asked the band, I was like, when we go out there, I want us to look like a unit. I want
Right.
us to look like a team. Like this is our
Everybody
team.
knows that guy's in the band.
Well,
Right.
if
Yeah.
we're
Right,
walking through the
right.
crowd, I want everybody to know we're together, type thing. And I was like, what would you guys feel comfortable with? Because you don't have to go full kind of like
Right.
Misfits makeup or whatever.
Right. And
But
I was like Dickie shirts and embroidered
yeah,
logos.
yeah. So I said, what
good.
would make us look uniform, but everybody would feel comfortable doing? Because the last thing I want to do is like. Be like, well, this is the image of what I want everybody in my band to look like. Because I
yeah.
see bands that do that. There was an ad, and I won't mention the band, but there was an ad for a goth band, and they're like, nobody with beards.
No beardos.
No beardos?
No beardos.
I was
I'm
like,
like,
I've never even heard
I'm
that
like,
before.
you
That's
are
cool.
taking yourself way too
Yeah,
seriously.
Way too
so there,
serious.
somebody with a beard wouldn't fit their image, and I'm like, that
Yeah.
is ridiculous. Do you get along with these people? Do you respect the craft?
Right.
Do you like having fun with these people? Then what does it matter? You
Right.
know. So the last thing I want to do is enforce kind of a uniform. On anybody.
You should have joined it and then slowly grew your own beard.
No, dudes, what's the matter?
What's
Yeah.
what's going on? I don't know what you're looking at.
I don't even know if this band is still performing or not, too. So there you go.
No,
But, you know.
when I was doing a kind of indie rock band, my bassist moved to Phoenix, Arizona, because he joined a fucking like a legit band. They were signed, they
Yeah.
had contracts and all this kind of shit. But it was like you had to wear black, you had to wear a
Yeah.
fucking bandana. It was shaved heads. It was like
Right.
douche bag.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right. Nah.
you couldn't drink before the show. You
Oh.
couldn't fucking really drink after that shit. They would always get in fights and then blame everybody else. Like, what the fuck is
Okay.
Sounds
this?
like
Yeah.
Phoenix. I lived there for a few years. Sounds
It's like a
the
job.
same.
Yeah.
It turned into a job. He ended
Yeah.
up quitting it because it was just like
Turns into an unhappy job.
Yeah.
You're getting
And at the
awfully
same
close
time,
to
you're very,
LA
like,
when you're
Yeah.
in Phoenix.
Saliva
Well,
style
no, the worst
music,
part
like,
about I lived there for 3 years, and the
blow me.
worst part about Phoenix is it's the people that couldn't hack it in LA get to Phoenix, and then they're just bitter.
Right,
Yeah.
So like that, you should have seen me back in LA.
Oh yeah.
Or like you say, it's like, are you from here? It's like, no, not from here.
LA.
Where I couldn't
Like,
cut it.
Yeah. Or I can't afford to live, and my
Yeah.
band didn't make it.
I moved
Right.
here because it's hot.
Yeah.
Like LA.
So, but if I can be honest, I do have one rule:
What's this?
no open toe shoes.
Right.
Okay.
That's
okay.
literally it.
Crocs
Yeah.
though.
No.
If you could get black and green Crocs, I'd
You
probably be
can.
okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can.
But you
They
know,
do the Crocs where it's black. They
just-
spike them out.
Oh
fucking-
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I was like,
It's-
man, no flippy flops.
No
flippy
flippy
floppers.
floppers. Yeah.
No Birkenstocks.
No, that would completely destroy the image immediately. It's just like black,
Actually, you know that does sound pretty
long
cool. If
skip-coat
everybody wore
fucking
the Birkenstocks,
Yeah, that would be great.
I would like if the rest of the
Yes.
band did. I think that'd be all right.
Right.
When I was playing
Very
ska,
earth
when I was
witchy.
playing ska music, I think one of our horn players wore Birkenstocks.
Of course he
on
did.
stage.
That's all I'd be able to focus on. Is
She's like,
wow.
man, what is up with his shoes? I'm like, I don't know. He's a trombone player. I don't know.
Right.
You can't
Yeah.
fire him.
Right. I'm like,
We don't know
I'm
any
just a
other
bass player. I
trombone
joined the band.
He's
I
half
don't
of our
know.
brass section. We
Right.
need him for ska.
Right.
Come the fuck on.
You know how demanding I am, or like, this is your interview.
Let me see them.
Can you
shoes.
wear closed toe shoes?
Yeah. Right. What do them shoes look like?
Oh man,
Great, you're in.
Part of your thing is just sending feet pics. Like, just show me the feet. Like, what does that look like on a regular basis?
Shorts are fine, but maybe not camo.
Maybe not that one. Maybe no cargos over here.
Right.
oh man.
What are
I
you
know what
holding
I'm.
down
I
there?
know what I'm wearing next time if we do this again.
Is it cargos and
no, you could-
Birkenstocks?
Birkenstocks. I definitely have
Camo
two,
cargos
I have
and
2 pairs of
Birkenstocks.
Birkenstocks.
Fuck, I know you. I think you had 3 because you gave me one.
Yeah,
We have a
okay.
lot of friends that wear that. Yes.
I'm okay with camo pants as long as they're in decent repair.
Yeah.
Oh, they gotta be ripped up. They gotta be totally ripped
Right,
up.
yeah. No,
Strings
these would be-
hanging. Yeah.
He's getting,
I got a few of
he's
those
getting
at
them
the
starched
house.
out, starched and
Oh, yeah.
pressed.
As long as your underwear is not showing through the back, I'm probably okay.
Right? I mean, are they real camo pants then? If they're- it's not happening like that. If your ass isn't blown out, like, come on.
Are there any of the songs that you're excited for the new album? And on top of this, because you're still doing albums, it looks like you are doing some singles. It looks like, but you're still doing full lengths.
Yeah.
That's,
We've been working on this third full length for a while.
that's
So-
still important to you to do an
Okay,
album.
so every time we put out a full length, we're like, no more full lengths. We're not doing any more full lengths. But, you know,
This will probably be our last full.
No,
length.
I mean
okay.
we,
Yeah.
we constantly have the same thing because we
Yeah.
want to put out an album. We want to get to the 10
Yeah.
or above
Yeah.
song
Yeah.
number.
But you know, you get into a thing where it's like now we're 6 months in and we only got 7 songs, man. Like we could have released 4 of these so
Yeah.
fucking long ago.
And then when you
know?
have an album, it's like, well, this song kind of got buried.
Yeah.
And we have
Like,
we
we
don't
That's
have,
true,
fucking play
too.
this
we have
anymore.
quite a few
Yeah.
of those that we've never played and just kind of got buried because they're on albums.
We have a
It's
few
like-
of those like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
that's
it
true.
could have deserved its own attention, but
Yeah.
it's buried in an album, and
Right.
we don't do that. In
Very
live,
much could have been a
so-
single.
Yeah.
And then not even had to think about it ever again.
Yeah.
So
That's
we've
always
talked
out there.
about revisiting some of those and
Nice.
doing like lyric videos for them
Yeah.
to push them.
Yeah,
That's a really good
yeah.
idea.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I should probably do that as well.
What are some of the song titles?
Title
You don't have
track.
to tell them.
No, we can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a song
'Cause-
called. The name of the album is going to be called "Killing the Scene."
It's
Killing the Scene.
somewhat of a
Yes.
concept album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
We decided that
Like songs
you know,
bleed together.
it's kind of like
No.
songs bleed together? It's
I
all
don't.
one
I don't think
theme,
they'll
though?
bleed together. It's just
One
fact
theme.
That,
Yeah.
What
I
we
gotcha.
decided is like we it's a joke. We decided to call it "Killing the Scene," and then invite people from all different backgrounds to come and be on our album. So we've got like a lot of duets.
Oh fuck! Okay.
A lot
yeah.
of contributors.
a lot of very interesting collaborators.
A lot of
Nice.
interesting collaborators
Nice.
from different musical genres.
Friends of ours.
Can you say
Yeah.
who your favorite was?
Not the
Not
favorite.
but like
The one
you're
that
excited
the ones
about,
that kind
maybe?
of
Like, big excited about?
got it going was the title track.
Yeah,
Killing the
okay.
Scene,
Nice.
which was from two guys from their version of it was under Death Ed before they were known as the Pests.
Okay.
So
Okay.
really good friends of ours.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
But we're working
So-
with
Right, yeah.
we're working with Kevin Lomax from Converts.
Converts. Yeah.
And
Who I was in a
Beth,
band with for years.
Whiskey Pete's is actually going to be on it with Beth.
Nice.
We got a song coming with Jack Locke.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
About a New Orleans.
a New
personality.
Orleans
Yeah,
legend.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We were just
Orleans
talking
legend.
about trying to get him on a
Oh,
show.
Did you used to play with Jack?
I've played with Jack many times. I'm one of his several revolving door of musicians.
you with the- Okay.
So Jack
You
has
with
a
the 45s?
no.
More?
I did Pale Devil Son and the
okay.
Rock Show.
That's it.
And,
I was thinking
the,
of Pale
mostly
Devil
the
Son.
Rock Show.
Mostly
I've
the
done Pale
Rock?
Devil
All
Son
right.
a couple
I remember
times.
seeing your bass.
Yeah,
I
the
remember.
Rickenbacker.
Yeah. I remember seeing that there. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like
Yeah,
that's
Jack has
true.
a revolving door of musicians. Of
course, yeah.
He's got his main crew,
Right.
And then if someone's not available, he'll get a fill in.
Dude, he's like the king of homo.
Oh, he
Oh,
is.
dude, he crushed it.
Oh yeah,
Go
Homa
ahead there
and
for-
Metairie.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like his shows in general are just so good now.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He's an absolute
fucking
beast.
He was always a monster, but they feel so much more polished every time I see him
Yeah.
now. It's like I just enjoy the fuck out of it.
He is
It's
always
so good.
110%.
Always.
Yeah, to be
Always.
honest with you, I had to get used to him as an artist. I
For
was
sure,
Like
yes.
at first I was, I don't
Yeah.
know about this guy. He's really
Yeah.
trying hard. And
Yes,
it's like,
yeah.
he's really trying hard. He's fucking really giving a
Yeah.
shit.
Right,
Right, and
every
look what he's
time.
doing now. Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
I mean, I really appreciate it now. And you know, I think I've been playing with him doing shows with him for 11 years now.
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
with different bands and stuff like
My
that.
my first introduction to him was years ago, back when there was a metal club on the
Shout
West
out
Bank.
Jack Locke.
Absolutely, there was a metal club on the West Bank. Was it Brass Monkey? It was something Monkey.
The Bad
Oh,
Monkey.
Bad
Monkey. I played
Bad
that fucking
Monkey.
place.
Yeah.
Yes, I
So
played
it was,
that fucking
It was my
place.
old band Converts, which was a punk band. Which
Yeah.
that guitar player, he was the guitar player for Tomb and
Okay.
and whatnot. But anyway, so we played at this place, and there was this guy Jack Locke. We're like, what is? Because we were like a hardcore punk metal band, so we had the half stacks.
Oh, yeah.
giant
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
and we see this cat Jack Locke come.
Was
This
this
back
when
when
he
he had
said
long
long
hair.
S? Yes,
Yeah.
Super
yes,
long hair
yeah.
with this little bitty amp.
Uh-huh.
I remember a guitar player. Like, it's like, what is he gonna do with that little bitty amp? I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't always need big amps, dude. But he's like, what is he gonna do? And he was just like ape shit.
Ate shit.
We were
yeah.
like, what is going on? Like, you got to keep tabs on this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And
we played with him at in Mandeville when I was in Fargon, and it was at this place called like the Huddle Sports Bar. It was the first time I'd ever heard of him, seen him, and like every song was like, "We're the Jack Locke Rock Show. We're out of Syracuse, New York. We're the Jack Locke
Yep.
Rock Show. We're out of Los Angeles, Nevada."
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
This
And every
next song was
is
written
just
by Abraham Lincoln.
Yes,
Yeah.
every song is fucking insanity. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening right now?
I
man?
love filling in on bass when Trina. She's
a
an
fucking
amazing.
also monster.
She is
Yes.
a freaking beast.
Yeah, she's
But
awesome. Shout out
but
Trina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But if for some reason she can't fill in, it's always fun with Jack. 'Cause he's like, "Hey man, I got this gig. Can you fill in?" It's like, "Oh yeah," because with Jack, there's no such thing as rehearsal. There's
No,
such thing as
no.
practice.
Yeah.
It's like here's a set list. That set list will change.
Of course.
Just fly by the seat of your pants
always
and
that,
go
right?
with
Yeah,
it.
right.
I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm like, because it's always gonna be a good time,
Yeah.
It is,
and there will always be a lot of beer.
That's for sure. Yes. There was something about Jack Locke I was thinking of too. I'll remember it.
Well, we're getting it's 54 minutes right now.
Okay.
So you
okay.
guys, do you have something else?
Yeah.
you'd
Do you have
like to
something?
plug before we
Shows? Anything coming up after next Tuesday that you can plug for this? Because this will come out on a Tuesday.
Only thing after that we have booked officially is not till October.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
between now and then, we're going to focus on recording and maybe some out of town stuff. We got friends of ours that we play with from Austin,
Nice.
so
Okay.
we might do some stuff with them back and forth between here and there.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Well, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, thank you so
Thank you
much
for having
coming
us.
out here. Fuck
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I hope you're happy with how this comes out, considering
Hopefully,
shit's been on like it's fucking running on a strip.
Dude, we're
It
like
happens.
literally the
That's
easiest
how we
people.
fly.
in the
That's
world.
how we fly
Whatever.
That's how
everything
it
that we
goes.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much, and
Thank you for having
Yes.
All
us.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
I fuck your mama name.
Huh.
All right, let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Sounds so lame doing it again.